I was thinking today about the balancing act between agency as an individual with your own needs, uh, your own private, because we're sort of, we're separate beings in a certain way, even though there's really only one of us, on another level. But as separate beings, that balance between kind of being part of the group and having integrity or the ability to be alone. I have some chops for that, but not because I sought it. It was just circumstance. And, pre-COVID, but really kicked into gear by COVID, that how important connection was, but also my connection to myself. And that sometimes the social circumstances can obscure that primary connection to the self, which is also connection to the, small s self, capital S self. There's some interface between the two, and also between the self and the environment. And I like this quote because it's Isaiah 55:12. That speaks to, well, I'll just read it. For you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. I like the idea that as we celebrate creation, creation celebrates us, because we are one and the same. We're not dropped here by a helicopter or something. We're of the world and in the world, and the world celebrates us as individuals. So let's see where that idea takes us, because I think we're always navigating that need to belong and the need to hold to our own center. Oh, that shuffle was a big mess. Let's try that again. Off to a rough start, maybe? Off to a rough start. Is this the deck? It is. Something about like not wanting to integrate. No, they're really not. One more, please. And then we'll go with it, however awkward the shuffle. It's still very awkward. So that made a rough start. It is a rough start. Okay. And it could be a rough start in a relationship, or it could be a rough start when it comes to making friends with yourself. That's a biggie, being kind to yourself. Let's see what we got. Spirit. Self of myself, heart of my heart. Heart of our hearts. Right. Chariot. Card of Cancer. Water energy. Deep feelings. And it's aligned, I think, in this case, between these two, the self and the environment. It's about moving through the emotional landscape in accord. Talk to us about the in accord part. What are we moving into accord with? Please, Spirit. Spirits. Soul team. Okay, I like that. Wow. Bottom of the deck, Lovers. Card of Gemini. Card of the Twins. And it's that kind of commitment. And in this, it's interesting. I've never noticed that before. But the Divine Feminine is very pronounced and clear. And the masculine is kind of blurry and more, not ephemeral, but it's almost like he's getting a sense of identity, he, she, they, whoever the action taker is, the masculine, from the feminine, who's somehow full-blown technicolor. So I don't know, we'll see about that. Temperance, the blend. It's a card of peace, divine timing, union, balance. All three major arcana: Chariot, Lovers, Temperance. It looks like it's divine timing. Some aperture is open for this Cancerian emotional forward movement and the reconciliation of apparent opposites, these two Sphinx drawing it's the mystery of how to move forward, to be propelled by the heart forward into this kind of relationship. From the 7 in major arcana to the 6. 7 Chariot, 6 Lovers, and then Temperance. It's like the alchemical blend, you know, of these two things. You see she's got the 2 cups. He, she, they. It's an energy of the blend. It's a card of Sagittarius. So we have water, air, fire, and earth. 9 of Pentacles. In 3D, you know, this is the independent individual. Not the, you know, doesn't really live in the hive, doesn't live in groupthink, is able to stand on their own, creates their own environment that nourishes them and nourishes, you know, the beings around. It's like all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Very grounded person in their 3D life. They're present. Well, we've got a lot of major arcana here. Next one up is the Fool. First card in the major arcana. A leap of faith. Sometimes into the unknown. I mean, this person's going right off the edge. It's the 0 card. It's the place we all need to begin on the level of the psyche, that hero's journey toward wholeness. It's sort of, you have to start somewhere card. Card of Aries. And this is 7 of Cups. Water energy like Chariot. It can be confusion, illusion, options. I think it's options, because this grounded individual appears to be taking a kind of heroic leap forward into the realm of feelings, that Chariot energy, keeping open to all the possibilities that love might hold for them. And Lovers is on the table, so we know, and Chariot, that alignment. I mean, there's a lot going on here, both on the level of 3D, and I think one of the things the 9 of Pentacles person could do is stay grounded while considering these options, or while under the influence of a number of feelings. 7 of Cups. Interesting, on 9 of Pentacles, this grounded person, we have 5 of Wands, which can be a card of conflict, or vying for position, competition, trying to work something out, you know, through taking action. But it's kind of a bit chaotic, this action. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. it's the melee, and this person stays grounded. What did I say? Like aligned with their own center. This is sort of the, you know, if you're out in society, you're going to get this kind of, not really cross purposes, but everybody doing their own thing, doing it, one's energy. But now there's that impulse to do one's own thing on the level of the psyche, to begin that fool's journey through life, starting with a kind of innocence and faith that things can be worked out, not into a static place, because this is very dynamic. But fives indicate a need for change, you know, so hence working, so like you can't live in this energy. It's an effort to resolve differences. Everybody's doing their own thing. On 7 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. That environmental support system, that abundance of all living things. It can speak to money. Doesn't look like that's the bent here, but it certainly doesn't preclude the idea of being able in 3D to find energetic abundance, longevity in a relationship, security in a home life, legacy. That's certainly one of the options. And maybe it's something this grounded individual is having to work out with people around them, around her. I mean, this is the 9 card. 9 speak to the individual. You know, this is the 10 card, which speaks in some instances to the collective. And I said hive, and that so sounds pejorative, but this is kind of hive energy. You know, the buzz of a lot of people busy doing things, Wands energy. And this is a singular person jumping into their own life, open to all the options, willing to feel it all. Okay, all right, bottom of the deck, Hierophant. That can be the traditional way of doing things. You know, the weight of time and tradition, legacy and family. It can be marriage. It can be higher power. You want me to peek one more? Oh, I like that. Ace of Pentacles. This is Taurus, earth energy. The opportunity for perhaps a new relationship to one's higher power, or the beginning of a deeper commitment. This kind of commitment could be a marriage in divine timing. And maybe there's a bit of struggle between that, you know, the need for the individual expression, to own one's own life, to be comfortable in your own skin, and this kind of group, family, legacy, home, something that goes the distance. Hierophant goes on Chariot. And the way this guy is glowing, it's an energy of the ineffable as it's represented on Earth. In Taurus energy, life energy, Earth energy. And on Temperance, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The seed of a new beginning. In 3D. A lot of Earth energy here. And bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles. Time and investment in growing something. Growing something. You go from the ace to the 10 in this reading. You go the distance with something, you know, and again, from the beginning, full energy. Okay. Tell me about the struggle, the Five of Wands, the competition, or maybe the competition between one's own personhood and the environment. Yeah. 10 of Swords. Sorry, 9 of Swords. That's anxiety, fear, sleepless nights, a lot of questions. It's not 9 of Pentacles energy. But this grounded person may be experiencing stress. Hope you can see that. You know, all the questions, all the busy monkey mind stuff. Also in a 9, the personal energy card. They're very different. One's up in the head, one's very grounded. And there may be a conflict or a competition between the two. And we have also 7 of Wands. Can be a card of resistance, of blocking the door. And I think really it's guarding one's own agency, 9 of Pentacles. You know, you can't let all of this in. It would throw you off. It would be destabilizing. It would cause this kind of anxiety. But all that is getting blocked. There's an attempt here to maintain one's individuality and to feel safe. I'm hearing, you know, from the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. And here's a card of fortune. It might even be, I'm getting like a struggle over inheritance. I'm not sure. Please clarify 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, 5 of Cups. Shows the person on their knees. It's water energy. The same as Chariot. Chariot's balanced forward movement. And this I see in this depiction as really somebody praying. You know, something's happened that disrupted their sense of belonging, or another 5 card. You know, it's a posture one can't maintain forever. But in the moment, one feels lost. Now there's one business. Maybe it's because the Fool speaks to the one. So does the Ace of Pentacles, the individual. So does 9 of Pentacles. Somebody feeling a loss. That's on Fool. So moving forward, you know, with courage and confidence and that Aries energy of I'm going to do this. I am. And then kind of the prayer. You know, the hope that it doesn't sever connections. I'm just looking at the cups. Mostly they're upright. Some of them are glowing. And this person appears to be leaning on a wand, a stave, something for support. Getting emotional support, maybe. Praying for guidance and emotional support while they take this leap forward. Tell us about 10 of Pentacles. The 9 to the 10. And from the 8, there's some cycle here. we have 2 Page of Wands. That's the start of the journey. In the same energy as the Fool, in fire energy, the start of the journey. On the level of the psyche, that deep archetypal energy that we all go through this process of the Fool's progress through from the beginning to wholeness. How to become whole. Page of Wands is setting out on the journey in fire energy. I'll explore, I'll take the risk, I'll begin to walk the path. And to find the path by walking the path, not by thinking about it, not by thinking about it. 9 of Swords. And not by being knocked off the center by the concerns of a group of people. The center, 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. Certainly not being put in a situation where you're having to compete. But there may be some anxiety about, how strong do I have to be to hold those forces at bay? Tell us about the path, please. Page of Wands. It's almost like striking out on a new path, away from the established and known, the familial legacy, towards something new and empowering. Wands energy. Page of Wands. Fool. Fool is called sort of the baby of the major arcana, and page energy is very young. It's a new path. Maybe to establish one's own legacy. 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Oof! 7 of Swords. They're saying, look for the other 7, and here it is. Seven of Swords can be a card of deception, but here I see it more as taking, if you've got a whole wealth of ideas and ways of thinking that come from a family legacy established over time. This is kind of taking your own ideas, picking the ones. It's kind of like cherry picking what I'll believe in. And, taking them with me as I go. But this is sort of like boldly walking the new path, and this is a little bit slipping out the back. It has a tone of being surreptitious, like I'm not going to declare my intentions to walk the new path. I'm taking what rings true to me, sword energy, and I don't know, perhaps leaving? We have 3 sevens here. Is 21. 21 is the last card in the major arcana, the World card. And here we have the first card as well. Completing the cycle, the Ace of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. And I think it's almost like changing in, trading in the old beliefs for the new path. I'll take with me what I need, in terms of what I identify as truth. Sevens are like divine numbers. I thought I heard one drop, but I don't see it. On Lovers, please. Okay, we got a few. Boy, we got a few. Okay, the first one I saw was Justice. Card of balance in relationships, of clarity, of fairness, in sword energy. Libra and Gemini in sword energy. Clarity about a relationship, that kind of relationship. And I'm getting that somebody may have had to, leave their family or prioritize some other connection. And there was a fight or a fracas around that. Somebody had to really stand up for themselves, stand away from the crowd. Here's the kind of melee. And Nine of Pentacles, somebody's claiming their independence, and it causes them some anxiety. Like, what will the group think? And then there's this, I stand up for myself. What's the hill you plant your flag on? What's that flag image? Here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the person is hanging on to the stave, and it has a flag on it. And then they take the leap. Okay. Eight of Wands. Card of communication. Card of flow. Card of movement. In Wands energy. On the path. This is a card of not telling. I leave without explaining myself. I walk the new path. It may have taken a lot of energy and courage to break away from some kind of legacy or leave home. To move. To hit the road. We have Temperance again. Doubling down on the idea of fire energy, Sagittarius. We had it before, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the new beginning. I think it's somebody also getting downloads, this communication in fire, really from higher self. The kind of message to move forward. It's now divine timing. Temperance to begin the journey. Somebody is aligned now, and perhaps within themselves and with somebody else. There may be communication about that. It's a lot of fire. It's, fire in the belly. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to express myself. And it may be no longer hold back. No longer stay in a place where you need to defend yourself against this, other people kind of trying to point you in every direction. And for a time, it really caused great anxiety. I don't know what to think. What's going to happen? All these questions. What am I going to do about? What am I going to do about this? I'll stand up for myself. Four of Cups. That can be a card of, envisioning the possibility of love, of feelings, trying to manifest this Ace of Cups that's there, maybe even trying to turn the Three of Cups, a friendship card, into something more, being willing to talk about it with somebody and like make space for them to respond. Page of Swords. That's a card of curiosity, of investigation. I need more information. I'm studying something with a beginner's mind. But it's sort of like I'll just poke into something and see where it takes me. Magician. I think it takes this person places. You know, what begins as something, a small question, ends up being a, like unlocking with that one truth, that little, seemingly little truth or little understanding, some new way of looking at things, some new way of understanding sword energy, unlocks this ability to manifest, unlocks all the energies. It's a card of great power. What are we trying to manifest? Five of Pentacles. Maybe to learn from our isolation, our Five of Pentacles, the time when we were out in the cold. It's kind of like sometimes you can manifest from a place of not emptiness exactly, but it's a bit outside the influence of, tell us about Five of Pentacles. I don't really get that. It's another card of the need for change, to come in from the cold, to manifest something based on this new idea, and it certainly would get you out of this place. Get you out of this place. Ten of Swords. Allowed you to wrap up some cycle, some painful cycle, to do with belief or communication that went off the rails. There was an end to a painful cycle, perhaps of isolation. But something in that time of isolation, Pentacles can speak to time, and Five of Pentacles can speak to 5 years. In that time of isolation, that handed you an important truth about yourself. Magician is the one card. And this can almost be like an enlightenment, a download, an understanding that comes so fast and so thick that it floors you. For a time you can't even think straight. Yeah. Two of Wands. It's a need to decide which way to go. How do I get there? And here there's a white stag right in the portal. The white stag is the mystical creature. It's entering into a realm of the unknown, what lies beyond this place. Whatever it is, that's where I'm headed. Page of, where's that page? I'm embarking on that path. I'm leaving where I am. I'm wrapping up a cycle. You know, I've made the decision, or I need to make the decision to move forward on the path, but there's some kind of choice involved. Which way do I go? And there's a suggestion in Chariot, I can reconcile the two. You know, big cards of balance here. Lovers, yin yang, justice between these two things, a relationship between these two things that's equal and fair, the two paths. Yeah. Tower. If anything was obstructing the path, it's not anymore. You've outgrown some sort of situation. Bottom of the deck. Six of Cups. A card of the soulmate, but also of nostalgia. It can be a card of return of the soulmate. It can be a sudden epiphany, Tower, about, you know, something's over. You know, I've had an epiphany that this cycle is closed. I can never go back. I can only go forward. Page of Wands, Two of Wands. And there's something about the, for you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Three of Pentacles. So that Nine of Pentacles individuality is mitigated by this ability to cooperate in 3D. You know, it's not like you're ever all alone. Even your environment, the very trees of the fields are applauding your passage. It's co-creation. Three of Pentacles. In this return of the soulmate, I think you're able to work with this person now for that new beginning. Ace of Pentacles. It's divine timing. It's this exalted relationship. I think divine feminine may have taken the lead. There may be marriage involved, or at least a higher commitment, something where the divine shines through this relationship. And I was hearing, you know, it may look traditional, but it's not. It's like a, whatever it is, it's a spiritual marriage where you're aligned emotionally, you're aligned in air energy, how you think about things and your idea of what's fair. And in this exalted coupling, in divine timing, you're balanced and you're fair. Queen of Cups, and you're giving. Emotionally, I think you're driving the bus. You're leading the way. You're kind of a bit more present Then the divine masculine, who's a little bit shadowy still, but coming into balance with you. You're leading the way somehow. You're lighting the path. All this fire energy, temperance twice, divine timing and balance, and healing. And if there was any sense of inertia or lost cause, that's healed too. Probably through an important conversation. Somebody may have been bad at communication before. They may have not wanted to explain themselves. And I don't think it's to you. I think it's to somebody in the group, a group of people who were perhaps obstructing the way. They stood up for themselves. The energies keep going back and forth, and that makes sense with temperance twice, because it's both of you. It's the alchemical mix. You're Queen of Cups. And in that Cups energy, driving the bus. You're bringing somebody along with you, though. It's like you move, they sort of, they're compelled to move too. You strike out on the path. That's your decision. I'm going for it. And I think they'll follow. They'll wrap up a cycle. Wherever they were was too small. They've had an epiphany. I believe that's them. That what they really want to do is work with the soulmate. Work their way back to the soulmate. Through the Five of Wands obstruction. Out of the cold. Having learned some kind of lesson about how to manifest. And I think they had to do that for themselves. You know, it's not something that can be taught, really. It can be modeled. Queen of Cups. Keep on trucking. You're at the beginning, but there's such great potential here for growth. From the Ace to the 10, growth. Time for the harvest. This may happen in the fall, maybe in Libra time. I think it's underway now, but it's just beginning. Like really the movement forward is just beginning. And somebody's saying the prayer. Like, guide me on my way. And I believe you and this person are very protected, like the prayer is answered. Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. Co-creating a life, Pentacles energy, Three of Pentacles. Co-creating the life. Okay, on the board we have Temperance twice, that's a card of Sagittarius, the alchemical blend. Libra, balance, understanding, balance in relationship. Something's come to clarity. Clarity, you are my person. This divine masculine is emerging into themselves, into this higher commitment, into their own higher power. So, Libra, Cancer in Chariot, Taurus in the Hierophant, Aries in the Fool, Gemini, Virgo in the Magician. Learning how to do that. active manifestation, kind of out of nothing, out of thin air. Scorpio in the Tower. And I think that's it. A lot of water energy here. And air, and fire, everything. All the, all the energies are available to you. And you're protected. I mean, there's an emphasis on that. You know, your prayers are answered. 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Lovers. Lovers is 6 in Major Arcana. The Soulmate card is 6 in Cups energy, Minor Arcana. Great reading. I think it's beginning now, and perhaps we'll really pick up speed and clarity about the relationship in Libra time. Time will tell. Time is on your side, and you're protected. Remember that. If things get hairy, or if you're ending up in 9 of Swords, fear and apprehension, you're protected. You're in alignment. The divine is there for you, and it's inside of you. I'll see you next time.